going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Today we are joined by, well, kind of by KK. Now KK is a player who I've been trying to get on the channel here. Well, I've had him on the channel before, but I wanted to get him back again all the last, couple months, a month and a half, whatever it's been, because he has been dominating to the tune of the best win percentage in all of CRL East. CRL East encompassing all of Asia now. There's no longer a CRL China and CRL Asia. It's all one league, kind of like how Latin America and Latin America, NA, and EU were all consolidated into CRL West. So KK has the #1 win percentage. I was going to highlight some of his gameplay earlier this week, and then I'm so glad I waited, because in the playoffs here, he started it out with an entire sweep of the entire enemy team against Fave Gaming here. So incredible stuff, starting with Jack, as you can see in this match. So this is playoffs here in week 6, best of, well, as King of the Hill, it's not best of anything. You lose, you're out. So the pressure is on KK here, and he just continues to prove that he is the best player in all of Asia right now. He just is. He is the hottest player playing for PONOS. PONOS really relying incredibly on KK. KK started out as being known as one of the best log bait players, and we will see his favorite log bait deck for this current meta inside today's video. But you guys are going to see just the sheer skill in a variety of different decks. I think I have 4 different decks being played by KK here, starting with Splash Yard in this video. So Splash Yard, you can see, has the damage advantage already halfway through this first match. And Splash Yard, I mean, this is the new Splash Yard with Goblin Cage. It's really not that big of a difference. We saw it in yesterday's video with Ruben as well, one of his top 4 decks inside the game right now. And it's still the same strategy keys with a Splash Yard deck, right? You're trying to be defensive. You're trying to be reactive. All you have to worry about to become a better Splash Yard or Graveyard player in general is being defensive, waiting for the opponent to commit a little bit too much elixir, using your towers as a resource to manufacture that positive elixir advantage, and then you go in with the Graveyard using your defensive troops on the counter attack. And that's exactly what KK does in this match. Already had 1 successful counter attack on with his first Graveyard, and here he goes again. The baby dragon is down. The opponent goes with a magic archer. We have a baby D and we have an ice wizard. But again, notice how we're not overcommitting. We're not just spamming and then graveyarding. We're just, defending and taking what the opponent gives us there. So here comes the P.E.K.K.A. in the back by the opponent. Let's see what KK does here. He sets up with the Goblin Cage opposite lane. Now we're at 9 elixir. Going in, already almost into sudden death overtime, guys. 20 seconds remaining here. Royal Delivery in this deck as well. You will note, if you don't have Royal Delivery leveled up and you want to go ahead and use this deck, Royal Delivery is so good right now, but of course you can get by with a Snowball or a Zap in place of that card. So here we go. It's going to be Knight and Ice Wiz and Baby D all kind of doing a number there against that P.E.K.K.A., preventing him from getting, or her, excuse me, P.E.K.K.A., from getting to that left tower. Now here we go. It's going to be a Goblin Cage again coming through in the clutch here. Look at this defense. We have 2 Ice Wizards. Now we have what looks to be a Graveyard push kind of setting up here. We NATO'd that Magic Archer into the Baby D, and here comes the E-Wiz. So I stand corrected. Look at the patience here by KK, guys. And I've seen this match too. I actually saw this match not live, but the very next day. So now look at this, 9:15. The Ice Wiz has been the unsung hero offensively in this match. So many Ice Wizards, and then we go again on the offensive side of the arena with the Ice Wiz temporarily tanking for that Graveyard, and there it goes. Note that he used an Ice Wiz as a tank there, something you never really see for a Graveyard, but he knew that he had Jack here kind of on the ropes. A huge elixir advantage here, and he had the surviving Goblin Brawler, I believe, in that situation as well behind the Ice Wizard. So again, cycling baby dragons in the back is one of the favorite plays by KK in this deck, and again, we're going to go ahead and block here, utilizing the Goblin Cage, pulling that Royal Ghost and the P.E.K.K.A. over to the Goblin Cage as well. So keeping all the defensive troops kind of clumped up together in the center of the arena. Nice defense there, but here comes the Magic Archer connection by Jack. Jack's such a good player as well. Of course, known for being a great 2.6 player, but he's really shown and proven in time that he can really be successful and be a threat with any deck inside this game. So there it goes. The final graveyard goes down on that left tower, despite the P.E.K.K.A kind of lumbering her way down that left lane. A nice victory there for a KK to start things out. You guys already know how this ends. Sweeping the entire team here. Just incredible work. And the last player is going to be their anchor. It's going to be Expo Master. So here we're using KK's favorite deck right now. He uses it back-to-back in this King of the Hill matchup. It is Ram Rider Cycle, and it is so good. And he is going against a Hog Rider. So you know what? If you're going against a lot of Hog Rider decks, what better response to 2.6 or any Hog Rider deck than a Ram Rider deck? Because Ram Rider hard counters Hog Rider. All you have to do is drop your Ram Rider in the same lane as the Hog, and you are good to go. Not only do you counter the Hog Rider, but you have a great counter attack with that Ram Rider. So you're also using the Firecracker, who's one of the more annoying cards in the game, at least in my opinion. What do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about the Firecracker? She's good. She's really good in Hog deck. She's also good in any fast cycle deck. You usually see her paired with Wall Breakers, paired with Miner, and paired with, well, in this case, Hog Rider or Ram Rider. So Ice Golem in the back here. Musketeer set up on defense, and we'll see what we do. We go with the mini P.E.K.K.A in back, trying to kind of just force out some responses from the opponent. We knew they had Valkyrie in hand, so going mini P.E.K.K.A in the back there behind that Ice Golem, not a bad play. And then Firecracker just putting in work here. You can see you perched Firecracker exactly where KK did. And from the opposite lane, she's like your own little sniper there, just taking care of everything. Just gotta be careful on King Tower activations with the Firecracker. That is her weak spot. So here we go again. Ice Golem in front. And there it comes. So here comes a Ram Rider again. We go with the Earthquake as well. Earthquake should be used not just against buildings. You guys probably already know this, but Earthquake plus Ram Rider is so powerful. Can kill those goblins, providing the goblins are placed before the Earthquake, obviously. And we go again with the bats in the mini P.E.K.K.A here on the defensive end. A huge damage advantage here. KK playing this very well. So here we go again. This time Bomb Tower is in cycle. That was the first Bomb Tower play by the opponent this entire match. That says something there, right? I mean, we were able to get a buy just on counterattacks, catching the opponent without the Bomb Tower in cycle to get almost all of our damage against the tower. Here we go again. Mini P.E.K.K.A is at the ready. Snowball is at the ready, but we go again with the Mini P.E.K.K.A a little bit closer to the bridge, and then the bats closer to the tower, being able to evade that snowball by the opponent. And here we go again. Mini P.E.K.K.A is going to run right into that Valkyrie, taking her out. And now we're going to go with a Firecracker snipe, trying to get some incidental damage to that tower. Does not work, but we're one earthquake away here. So here we go. It's going to be that Ram Rider again, coming in huge, and then comes the log. When the Earthquake is down, that's going to be another victory for KK. You see what I mean, man? This guy is incredible. He had almost a 70% win percentage in the regular season, and now he continues his hot streak, dominating CRL East here into the playoffs. I was so impressed when I saw this, and again, he is running the same deck. After this, we're going to share a bait deck with you guys, his favorite new version of log bait with the skeleton barrel and the goblin barrel. And then after that, the fifth match of the video will be a different version of a graveyard deck, not splash yard. Instead, it's a graveyard barbarian deck. So stay tuned for that. And as always here, guys, all of these deck links will be linked for you in the show notes below. So here we go. It's going to be a royal delivery from the opponent. Royal delivery is so strong in situations like that. That entire push, bye-bye. We are going against Expo Master, one of the best in the game, certainly one of the best pedigrees inside Clash Royale. Expo Master, I remember he competed in the top, I think he made top 8 of CCGS, which was in 2017, predating Clash Royale in London. I remember I was actually the host of that event. That was the first time I actually got to meet Expo Master, a really good guy, an incredible player. So here we go with the mini P.E.K.K.A to protect that Firecracker. Firecracker says, excuse me, as I push myself back. This is going to be a nice little push here. Unfortunately, Royal Delivery will absolutely shatter. Wow. Royal Delivery and Hunter able to get the job done on the defensive end from Expo Master. So here we go. Unlike the first match that we saw KK using this deck, this one's going to be a little bit more challenging. So Skeletons and Log able to prevent any connection from those wall breakers on the left side from Expo Master, and nice job defending against that Hunter as well. So things are pretty close to even here in terms of damage with 65 seconds remaining here in the match. And really going into double elixir time, notice about a 2 elixir disadvantage here too. Going into double elixir time is where this deck can really speed up, get a lot of value. You can start placing just like you saw KK there. If you don't know what to do, you can cycle a Firecracker in the back. Just be careful because we're kind of limited on the air options in this deck. Or you can go with a Ram Rider in the back as you saw him do there. So Firecracker putting in some work, getting that, again, that incidental damage to that right tower, albeit just a small amount. And here we go again with the second Ram Rider there at the bridge. So when you're able to cycle a Ram Rider behind your King Tower, you know, you can do a really cool thing, right? And you saw it right there. That's the power of a Ram Rider cycle deck. You can use it behind your King Tower, get their best counter out of their hand, and then boom, hit them at the bridge after they defend against it. And obviously Expo Master playing a very fast cycle deck himself, able to get back to another Hunter, but usually that can work out to your advantage. And here we go, we're gonna see the same thing here. It's going to be an Earthquake coming down. We have the defensive Miner coming down too. Also the Royal Delivery. So just really Expo Master not wanting any damage there. So he goes aggressive on the defense. And then Firecracker's going to push herself back into the poison, able to defend with Skeletons just the same. Here we go with the Ram Rider. Again, same lane as that Mini P.E.K.K.A. Mini P.E.K.K.A. is stymied by those Skeletons, but only temporarily. The Royal Delivery drops again there. Earthquake does drop as well. So again, getting more Firecracker value. Firecracker's just insane here. Just getting a ton of chip damage on that left tower. 1797. Here comes another Night Push with the Wall Breakers in tow. Bats are down as well. So again, nice defense. No Wall Breaker connection there for KK. This match is really intense, huh? Here we go with a Ram Rider in the left lane. Again, right smack dab into the face of that Hunter. We go again, trying to get some chip damage, using the Firecracker similar to the way that a lot of people use the Magic Archer, right? Trying to get that extra chip damage onto the tower from the Firecracker. Certainly take note of that at home, guys. Now, there was 2 Wall Breaker connections on our right tower, or KK's left tower. 10, 12 remaining, going into triple elixir time. So here we go. Again, Ram Rider in the back. We've seen that play so many times. It's worked for us, kind of, in the past, but he keeps going back to it. So I think the Mini P.E.K.K.A. actually caught that Miner. Nice Mini P.E.K.K.A. there by KK. And again, poison does come down. Firecracker trying to push herself, evading that poison. Does a good job of doing so. Now she finally dies. But again, chipping away at that left tower. 1403 remaining. Here comes another Wall Breakers push. We have the Mini P.E.K.K.A. at the ready. Log coming down to help out as well. And no Wall Breaker connection there again. Here it comes. It's going to be a Ram Rider in the left. Triple elixir time is rather intense with this deck, guys. I got to tell you. And again, Earthquake comes down. That left tower is going to be down to 1146, but still the damage advantage for Expo Master. We're able to cycle back to another Ram Rider. There we go, and she does connect this time. Earthquake is down, and there it goes. With 6 seconds remaining, all we need to do is defend here, and just narrowly avoiding that Wall Breaker connection with the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Man, that match was so insane, and that was a full sweep of King of the Hill in CRL Asia, thanks to KK, putting the team on his back, man. All right, so here we go against Greed. I said I wanted to show you. This time, the vantage point has been switched. KK is on the bottom of your screen. Now we want to talk about this deck, man. You guys have probably seen this deck on ladder. It is the new kind of meta in vogue in the Clash Royale Zeitgeist version of Logbait with the double barrel, right? The Goblin barrel and the Skeleton barrel has plenty of bait in it, along with the Dark Goblin as well. Everything to bait out the opponent's small spells, their counters. So here we go. Skeleton barrel, Dark Goblin going into the face of that Lumberjack. Dark Goblin doing a good job, going to finish off that Lumberjack before he finishes off the Dark Gob. Dark Gob's going to survive, able to get in, 3 or 4 shots on that right tower. Dark Goblin's incredible, guys. So here we go. It's going to be a Goblin Brawler. Skeletons are going to go ahead and stymie that for KK. Reminder again, KK at the bottom of your screen, going against Lumberjack Balloon Cycle here. So Log comes down. So this is an interesting matchup. The reason I wanted to share this one with you guys is look at the deck we're playing against here, right? It's a fast cycle deck, and he has a couple options against our Goblin Barrel, right? He has Log and he has Snowball, and our Skeleton Barrel for that matter. So we're going to have to get by all of those counters and just see how KK is able to do that here. So here comes the Lumberjack. We again go with Skeletons. We don't want to use our... Okay, here comes Log down. Knowing that he has Balloon is what I'm saying. We don't want to use our Dark Goblin unless we're very confident they're not going to attack us with a balloon. With a deck like this, you have to be very careful with your Dark Goblin specifically, because again, you can be punished by air decks with a deck that is this kind of light on the air defense. So just kind of keep that in mind. Here we go. It's going to be a Skeleton Barrel down. And Log coming down here, just trying to get some chip damage. Neither player playing this one incredibly aggressive, right? Log coming down. And again here, just trying to clog up that right lane, right, with a Skeleton Barrel. And now, beautiful job getting the Log in there, getting more chip damage on that right tower. Slowly but surely chipping away is KK, relentless with the attack here. You can see how much extra aggressive, not only him, but both players here. Well, I guess Greed hasn't sent in the balloon until now. Does the balloon get in front of that Lumberjack? No, it doesn't. Nice job by Greed. But again, we have Tesla as our last card in this deck. Does not pull that balloon. So balloon's going to get one hit, I believe. Thank God it didn't get two. It was very close there on that right tower. So notice how, again, KK goes with the Tesla in this deck rather than the Inferno Tower, which we traditionally see with bait. But all the while that we were defending there in the right, we were also putting pressure in the left lane. So again, try and take advantage of that Skeleton Barrel death damage on that Musketeer. Here we go, the Princess setting up against the Musketeer in the left. And again, a balloon attack and a Lumberjack. We're going all out in the left, and it's going to work for us. Check this out, guys. We go with a Dark Goblin on defense, but again, it's only going to be one hit for that balloon. Dark Goblin getting the job done. We have a Princess at the bridge. The opponent does not have an answer. Both players kind of went all out there, and KK able to come away with a very, very slight victory with, I believe, what, 114 HP on his tower there. So here we go, guys. One more match to show you. And again, a huge shout out to KK. Check out his player stats and profile and his Twitter information. That will both be linked in the show notes below. So here's the second match against Greed here. Again, I wanted to share this one with you guys because it is an interesting graveyard deck. So Musketeer in Ice Golem starting things out along with his Snowball. And here comes the Lumberjack again for Greed. Greed, obviously a big fan of this deck. This is a graveyard deck that I think a lot of you guys are going to enjoy. Has the Goblin Cage here, also has the Ice Golem, so kind of cheap tanks, affordable tanks for our graveyard in this deck. We go with the Snowball there to push that balloon back, not before it does get one hit on that left tower. Again, Greed being a very good, a very capable balloon cycle player, so we have to be very, very careful against him. And again, it's going to be keeping track of your air cards, making sure that you have either the Goblin Cage, the Mega Minion, or the Musketeer, ideally 2 of those cards in the cycle for every defense. So here again, facing a damage deficit about 1 minute 70 seconds into this match. So both players making the same move in the left. We go with a poison. The opponent is not going to go with a poison because they don't have one. Of course, our last 2 cards in this deck, Graveyard and Barbarians. Not necessarily what people are expecting, right? And you can take them by surprise. This deck definitely has a nice element of surprise in it. So here we go. It's going to be a couple Barbarians and a Musketeer making their way towards that tower. Of course, that Rage is on defense, not offense. And Musketeer is not going to get any damage. It's okay. It is our weak side, our strong side tower that we're going against here. So 15 seconds remaining in single elixir time. About to turn the tables and get a little bit more aggressive against the opponent here. Suffice it to say, we probably think we're going to be losing this left tower, but doesn't mean we're going to let it go. The opponent does not have a big spell, so we're going to make them work for it. And there they go. Tower is down, but look at this counterattack. And this is the perfect time to graveyard, guys. I mean, look at all the troops that we still have alive on the field. And there it comes, graveyard down. The opponent, meanwhile, decides to kite the Goblin Brawler into the opposite lane, but our Musketeer is able to finish off those defenses. And it looks like we might get this tower down. Bats come down. Not down, but very, very close. 502 damage, make it 448 remaining on the tower. But there's only 30 seconds left in this match, so can we get it down? Well, you guys already know. Wouldn't be sharing the match with you guys if he had lost, but still, just very noteworthy how he plays these decks, the strategy that he, you know, hopefully you guys have been picking up on trying to point out different kind of strategic tips for all of these decks that I'm trying to share with you guys, but KK just does it so well. And note, just, you know, he plays control in graveyard. He can play beatdown, he plays bait very well, and then he plays fast cycle decks. Usually a telltale sign of a high skill player, especially at the highest skill, you know, arena in CRL. And we're seeing that time and time again from KK. So here we go, it's gonna be another balloon push. No worries here, we have Goblin Cage in hand. Goblin Cage is gonna go ahead and stymie that balloon. They will get death damage though. So it's a 1-tower game. We're making a 2-tower game. 25 seconds here into overtime. So what we're trying to do here is especially keep the Goblin Cage for every time he goes in with a balloon. So we're trying to cycle in between defenses to make sure we have that Goblin Cage back in hand. And here comes the opponent trying to go for the 3 crown here, but we're back to a Goblin Cage again. Notice how we went with the poison, we went with the ice golem as well, and we're not going to take any damage from this balloon, aside from the death damage. And we go in immediately with the graveyard and ice golem there to tank. So again, trying to get some good RNG, trying to get that nice poison value, and that's beautiful poison value. Going to do damage to the tower, damage to the musketeer, and take care of those bats as well. Here it goes, a Mega Minion preemptively placed, figuring the opponent probably will try to go in with a balloon here, and they do again, this time targeting our King Tower. So nice job setting up. Look at that placement there, guys. Take note of that placement of that Goblin Cage. Just beautiful placement, able to pull that balloon all the way from the side, all the way away from our King Tower, and we go with the same play on offense again here, guys. The graveyard first, and then the ice golem in the pocket, again, steadily chipping away at that tower. Nice poison value again, taking out the musketeer and getting more spell damage on that tower. 27 seconds remaining here, guys. Here we go, setting up with a preemptive Goblin Cage. Uh-oh, though, that Lumberjack's putting in work there. A very decisive snowball comes down for KK, and it's okay. We do have the Mega Minion and the Musketeer in hand. Here we go again with the Graveyard Poison and the Ice Golem in the pocket. Snowball comes down, and with 7, 6, 5 seconds remaining, Tower is going to fall thanks to the poison. Very well played, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video featuring KK. Again, give him a follow on Twitter. Great guy to follow to see what decks he's having success with, and just follow him throughout the playoffs here in CRL East. Thank you guys for watching. A huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out his information as well. Thanks, and as always, take care, guys.